Hi, Anastasia here. Creating presentations is the most time-consuming thing I've always struggled to outsource in my business. I need them for my videos and online classes, and this part alone used to take me so many hours. Look, I'm not a designer, so making something look nice always takes so much time and formatting. When the whole AI revolution started, I was just waiting for one decent AI tool, the one that would make presentations for me from my text prompts, and that's the tool that we will be testing and pushing its limits today. Open Gamma app and you'll find the link to it in the description below. It's totally free to sign up, and all you need is your email address. No credit card will be asked at any point. You will see here that you can create presentations, documents, and even web pages with Gamma app. But for this tutorial, we will focus on presentations. Now all you need to do is type a short description of what your presentation is about. If you have seen anything else on my channel, you know that I talk a lot about Pinterest marketing. So I know this topic at an expert level, and it will be curious to see what Gamma app can generate for us on this subject. I'll just say Pinterest marketing tips for beginners. And the tool will generate a suggested outline of the presentation. Oh, great! So by default, it will suggest 8 cards, but you can decide if you want a longer presentation and add more cards. And here is the outline we've got. Well, by a quick look at the suggested headings in the outline, I can tell this AI knows something about Pinterest marketing. And it looks like all the suggestions do make sense to be included in the presentation on this topic. Below the outline, you will find settings for image source and license. If you're using web search, you can filter for free to use commercially. Of course, you can also use AI-generated images if you want to avoid copyright issues altogether. AI-generated images will be 100% unique. Now, what we see next is lots of presentation themes I can choose from. They control the look and feel of the content, including fonts, colors, and visual effects. If the presentation is targeting a specific audience, you might want to think about what would be a good fit for the viewers, or you might want to pick the theme that is close to your brand colors and style. I like this theme called Atmosphere, for example, so I'll go with it, and the preview here shows you what different elements of your presentation design will look like. The buttons will be of this purple tone, we will have these boxes for text, and there is a gradient color applied to the headings. You have here several categories of presentation styles, like you can filter out just the dark themes. I liked a bunch of themes under the colorful and light categories. This flamingo theme is also beautiful, but I'll stick to my first pick, the atmosphere theme. Now all you need to do is hit the generate button and let the AI do its magic. A few moments later, the presentation slides have been generated, and honestly, I have to say I'm just wowed by the design and the content of these slides. Just to remind you, all I had to provide to this tool initially was the topic of the presentation, and everything else that you see here, the AI tool came up with all of it, including the outline, which I could approve or change a bit if I wanted to, but it also generated all the texts for every slide. It came up with beautiful structure and graphics on the slides, and it found relevant images for the slides. And all of this was 100% hand-free for me and was ready in just a few minutes. Just a quick warning, be careful with any numbers and stats in your slides, especially if the topic of your presentation is something that requires hard numbers and facts. You should double check what AI has suggested for you and not rely on it blindly. Our AI friends can be very handy and save us a ton of time, but they can also hallucinate and make up stuff if you push them too hard. And honestly, it's good to know we're still able to do something better than AI, at least for the time being, because these things are getting better day by day. It would take me a couple of hours to come up with 8 beautiful slides like these if I were trying to design them myself in PowerPoint or Google Slides. So I can spend an extra 10 minutes double checking the facts on these cards. For example, a 25% click-through rate doesn't exist on Pinterest. If you get an outbound click rate close to 2%, you're super lucky. Any changes you make to the slides are automatically saved kind of like in Google Docs, so you don't need to worry about saving the file frequently. And if your internet or your computer shuts down all of a sudden, you will have access to the previously saved versions of your presentation. You can edit anything on the slides. It's pretty intuitive. For example, on this slide, it feels like we can add a bit more information to this table. I will click on this plus icon and it will add a new row. So I can type in a few more tips for beginners. I will add one of my own, but I can also type here 3 pluses and AI will pick up the context and add more suggestions that would complement this table. If it looks too long, no worries, it's easy to make it shorter. You can always click around and customize this much more, like you can use this button and easily change the layout of the slide. See here, I just drag and drop this bullet layout to the slide and you can go from here adding new information to the slide if you need to. When I design my presentations, slides often come out boring, they're not interactive. And to avoid this, I can embed my Pinterest boards. All I need to do is copy and paste the URL of the board. Then I can switch the embed to inline so it displays nicely. I can do the same with my YouTube video, or if I recorded a video lesson with Tele, I can drop my Tele link here. Now, you've seen that we generated this presentation in Gamma from just short text prompt. But honestly, in my case, I often need to make presentations from my text or a script that I have in a Google Doc. I did this with one of my video scripts and oh my, I wish I had Gamma when I was working on my video course, because I wasted weeks converting my text lessons into presentations in PowerPoint. And now I see how Gamma app is generating slides from my text lessons before my eyes. Once you're happy and you feel like this is the final version of your presentation, you can export it from here as a PDF or a PowerPoint file. If you want to remove the Made with Gamma badge, you might want to switch to the paid plan, and you will see that this very powerful tool has very affordable plans starting from $10 a month. You can also start sharing the presentation right from the Gamma app, or share a follow link, which means that your viewers will automatically start following your position on the page when they open it. There is also a share button that allows you not only to share this presentation for someone to view it, but also share it with someone who could edit it or maybe add comments to it. There are many levels of permissions, so it's a great option for those who need to share access to the presentations with other team members. If you tried and created any presentations with the Gamma app, please let me know in the comments below if you found this tool helpful. Share the links to your presentations again in the comments below and try to make something that you will be proud of. Let's see how far we can push this AI to generate beautiful presentations for us. And before you leave this video, subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoy my tutorials. And in return, I will do my best to share with you even more amazing tools like this before anybody else starts using them. See you in the next videos.